Now, so when something is missing here, in which South Africa has a major power outages. I've tried to interview sometimes one of our correspondents in South Africa at my show at 7 p.m. and he says, I don't have electricity. I've had to talk to some investment executive chairman of companies and say, oh, please hold on, I have to put on my generator to do it. In South Africa, yet investors were flowing in because they are doing massively. What did President Ramaphosa say? Look, he liberalized the whole thing. If you're doing 100 megawatts and below, it's free entry, free exit. I don't want to sign any paper. Just go bring it on. He brought in a new minister last year of electricity. Now you have a minister of power, but he brought in another minister that his job is to ensure that there is power 24/7 and give that new minister of electricity a one-page, one-line mandate.
But it's not worked.
But hold on a second, he's attracting investment in. So they are using the opportunity of the problem with ESCOM to bring in new alternative sources of energy, and that's why investors are coming in. Look, ESCOM is that old utility like NEPA, but we want to do solar. So you come in, right, with your own $2 billion, right? Because you want to provide that. Professor here comes in, doctor comes in here and says, I want to do $2 billion in another form of renewable. But because the environment is opened up, so we need to open up our electricity. Look at the TCN, for example, when you look at the energy. These are TCN, we need to allow people to come in very quickly. The FDB wanted to help us a few years ago, I think under Buhari's administration. They brought in someone from EFDB to help us head the transmission company of Nigeria. He didn't last. So we need to open up. When we say you are open for business, and I used this illustration yesterday, an Igbo man, when he says he's open for business, he's not just opening the doors of the shop. He is there, sitting down there. He is chasing customers.
Okay, boss. Well, some clarification. When
a town hall different from Blue, Bulaba.
I mean, you all sat there through all of that, what do you call it, analysis from the guy, right? And you are there, you are like, man, what could be the reasons why, despite all the photo ops, to India, to United Nations, to all these places, right? Dubai, France, and all of that, including Germany. How come all of this did not attract some real investors to bring in their own money to come and invest in the areas that they know Nigeria needs serious help? Like you have seen all the pictures, they have announced billions. I remember when they said that what do you call them? The CEOs of Apple, of Microsoft, Olori Buruku ni Dele Alakori. You know, Dele Alakori was the one who said, or was it Dele Alakori or Akuri Nigalailai? I think it was both of them. It was Akuri Nigalailai that first said it. That CEO of Apple, CEO of Microsoft, Bill Gates, all the 500 Fortune companies in America, all their CEOs, they were fighting for slots to meet with Tinubu when it comes to United Nations. They bury long. Fear God too. Fear God, but they know they fear anything. You know what somebody said? He said, he's a politician, and he said, everybody sees me as a politician. Who do you think I am? And some were like, kind of, oh, you are a man, you are a husband, you are a brother, or you are a this, you are a that. But majority said, you are a politician, man. So a lot of you, majority of you believe I am a politician. Say, yes, we believe that you are a politician. And he said, I am just an actor. And that's exactly what your politicians are. They are just actors. Okay? They can put up shows. They can put up photo ops. They can put up media statements and all that stuff. But if you pay attention very well to what they are doing, you realize that they are doing absolute fuck all. Nothing. Here you get. That's why your politicians can be anything in front of the camera. Anything and everything. Because they are mostly actors who just act the role and pay themselves. Here you get. But there is no foreign direct investment or inflow into Nigeria, because who is going to take their money to where drug baron Pablo Escobar Tifnumbu Jagabanditi the Jaga addict aṣíwájú àwọn olè aṣíwájú àwọn agbèrò aṣíwájú àwọn the mandate àbí kí ló pera wọn the other day. Some said aṣíwájú àwọn atọ́lé, whatever you want to call him. The moment the camera is off, everybody look at themselves and say, are you sure you sure we should go to that place? Say, no, I'm not sure. We are doing some check. Bokuwari went to Dubai. He told them in UAE that Nigeria is ready for business. They said, what happened to our $10 billion stock in Nigeria Bank? 10 billion ke. Ṣó pọ̀ tó yẹn ni? Ó pọ̀ gan o. Bokuwari and Emefiole, they don't kind of swallow ramo. And if you want us to kind of allow your people to continue to have visa access to UAE, you go pay us. So Tinubu told the people they have lifted the ban. We thought he could just make the announcement for the UAE. Those ones didn't even bother. If them born you well, yeah, go. Come, my bonibi. That way you decrease, Sabi. But our president said that you have lifted the visa ban. Why are you now acting funny? I said, "Will I say you the mad, Abi?" Say, "She Arab boy pidgin ni." Mohammed, why are you speaking pidgin? Our president said that you have lifted the. Will I say you the mad, Abi? Will I say your president the crazy, Abi? They born you well, can't enter here. Nobody could go back and say, but if Tinubu, you said you have lifted the ban, you no one pay them because they don't have money to pay anybody. Now it's been almost 4 months or 5 months now. Do you know that those ones knew that will be this one? That is shouting OP is here. OP is here. So like we said, it is just photo op. It would have been so great if they can actually do what they say they are doing. It is to your advantage. It's to the advantage of the people. For example, look at that guy that is currently doing the Minister of Interior or something. That guy that is doing some of this stuff around their passports now, like trying to make your access to a passport easier than it used to be. And some people are actually saying, no, they are seeing some improvements in a way, something visible. Okay, that eases up the burden of the people. If they do it, I will say it. Do you understand? But it's not because they say they are doing it when you know they are not doing it. And you know the consequences of them not doing it, but telling people that you are doing it. So everybody could just be like, come on, who is really mad among us? Go. Shawala mad ni. Abi Tifnumbu, abi what is abi the combination of both? In the state of the confusion, a video dropped on my lap and I was like, I couldn't really stop laughing, okay? A lot of people have read so much meaning to it, all right? But you know this video, right? It's the military recruitment in Nigeria, all right? And what makes the video more kind of interesting is because we started seeing Audu Abdullahi, Abi Audu Zakaria from Sokoto State. From Osho, the local government, Sokoto State, Abi Kaduna. And some people were like, while the Lagos Abobakus, the bat idiots, the bad start. Said they are protecting their Lagos, they are protecting their Lagos. The ways that they were supposed to have been recruited into the army. 50 million youths that were supposed to go recruit in this army. Some of you will come here to come and defend Tinubu. I don't even know why you are still free. Why there she since Sam Pisano? This is 2024. Majority of you are useless. You are not useful to your parents. You are not useful to your neighbors. You are not useful to yourself. Majority of you waste of space in it. Why are you still here? Anyway, when I now saw this, people started shouting, Lagos Aboba, where are you? They have taken over Lagos. So, but it is just the usual corrupt system that they run in Nigeria. Ibo let it go show the local government Kadunori. Or show the Lagos in it. Watch this.
Most of them cannot speak Yoruba at all. I don't know how. Where's the second one? Also from Oshodi, local government.
Nigeria is so corrupt, which I regret the day I was born in this country. It's unfair. This is unfair now. This is unfair. Nigeria is so corrupt, which I regret the day I was born in this country. It's unfair. This is unfair now. This
is unfair now. Lagos Abobaku. Hey, imagine if that's the Igbos, the ones you were raised to hate, because you also believe that the Igbos were raised to hate you. Some of you are kukunelari kokompase. Some of you don't know that. All of this, all this Igbo versus Yoruba nonsense is political. Nelari kokompase. There is nothing special that you say as Yoruba, living in Yoruba land, as some Yoruba, we have a special privilege, indigenship, what did they call that? Indigenship. As a Yoruba indigene from Oshodi local government. Do you know what it takes to be indigene? You are useless. At indigene, at citizenship, at everything is useless. But they trained you, all right, to hate the people that have nothing, not even a single contribution to your miserable existence. But to you, you are fighting for, Yoruba, we must defend the Yorubas must not. The Igbos are our number one enemy. Oloshiwo. Zuberu niyen lati Ikoshofe local government, where some of you are busy doing social media banditry, Facebook ads men. Zuberu, Kamoru, they are the people who are joining the army from the local government that you will reserve. Even though Kolu once said that 33% unemployed. And
we are competing with armed robbers and the bandits to recruit from the youths who are unemployed. 33% unemployed. Recruit 50 million youths into the army and take away from their recruitment source. What they will eat? Cassava, agbado, corn in the morning, yam in the afternoon. It's growing here. You create demand and consumption. For over 5 million army of boot camps. We create our food. That's money for the farmers. That's consumption for the soldiers and skill development. Don't call them by illiterate. Don't talk about illiteracy. Anybody who can own gun, who can handle gun, who can cock gun and clean the chamber and cock and shoot is technically competent to repair a tractor in the farm.
Abraham Lincoln, Abraham Lincoln. Now the person, somebody said, when they wake up every day and they see that Peter Obi is not your president, they thank God, okay, that Tinubu is still your president. Now that person be that too. And his friend, you heard his friend, Osoba earlier, Abi? Those are the what did I go call them again? Is it septuagenarian or octogenarian? Some call them fossil. Fossil. Fossil is like the ancient of day, ancestor. That's what they call fossil. You see, that's when sometimes when they want to insult you with Oyibo. Like, say, look at all these fossils, man. Look at all these fossils. Like, they be like ancestors. They walk in echo chamber, you know, be talking to themselves. You saw that? And the people where they decide your destiny be that. And they said we should all try and go out sometimes. Go outside and touch grass and see what the reality is. In case if you have built a bubble around you, according to the APC propaganda. I don't know which stage your own madness is with APC, and I don't intend to know. But sometimes you need to go outside there and touch the grass, okay? And realize that the world where real people exist, before you guys start to try to contaminate them, right? It doesn't revolve around criminals who are using you to stage tribal, ethnic bigotry, as much as it is, right? And indeed, Nigeria, according to people, they said Nigeria is big. It's kind of further and bigger than the border of Ore, because a lot of you have no idea how many of our own brethren who are also hacking their own living all over the place, including in Igbo land. Somebody caught them and they had the charts. Sorry about the clip. I hope you'll be able to pick this. Enugu, where we have our brethren too, the Yorubas.
Sir?
Good afternoon, my brother.
What's your name, sir?
My name is
Okay, Mojiwa. How long have you been in Enugu?
I've been in Enugu more than 10 years.
More than 10 years?
Yes.
And you're Yoruba, right?
I'm Yoruba.
Okay. In the course of doing business in Enugu here, is there any sort of discrimination from within the Igbo people here?
There's no discrimination. No discrimination, no differences.
Everybody is just doing about their business.
Everybody just does about his own business. No discrimination.
You feel love here. Okay. Okay. Is it Igbo? No, this one is not money. This one is not money. This one is just I want to set some agenda straight. You know, you're a Yoruba man, right? Yeah. You've been in Enugu for a while. How many years?
I think this is my 22 years. Yeah.
22 years in Enugu. I want to ask you a very simple question.
Okay.
Since you've been in Enugu for the past 22 years, have you ever had any reason to think that this is not your people? Have there been any sort of intimidation? Were you allowed to vote during elections? Vote your choice?
Yes, I've been voting.
Did anybody ask not to vote for a particular candidate?
Well, they have been pressed, but not by force.
Not by force.
But you know the way they did it.
Yeah, to colonize you.
Like, mobilize to convince you. But if you have conscience.
But not by force.
Not by force.
Nobody asked not to come out to
but
vote.
Where I normally cast my vote, such has never happened there. But we hear a situation of whereby they force people not to vote the candidate of their choice.
In Enugu here?
Yes.
No, my point is, as a Yoruba man,
yes,
you've been in Enugu.
Being that try, or is it because of that try?
Yes.
Whether no, I have not.
Do you love it here?
As an Igbo adage, they say everybody is born Awaji.
You even speak Igbo.
So I live there. This is where I live. Any my daily bread. I think I will say that Enugu is good.
Okay, do you feel? I want to know. Do you feel at home? Do you feel like this is not my people? Has there been any sort of
I feel at home, but sometimes there are some people who have never gone outside who discriminate. But let me say like 80% I feel at home. And one thing is, anywhere you live or you reside, if you can be able to speak the dialects, they will come back and pass on.
Yeah.
You understand? Okay. For me, I can say that I've never feel any major intimidation that because I'm a Yoruba man. Apart from like a joke that you this Yoruba man.
Jokes, right?
So that's just that. But I've never feel any major intimidation or discrimination.
And you've been here for 22 years?
I've been here for like 50 years.
Wow, that's massive. You married from here?
No, I'm married from West.
From the West, okay. So what about you? Is your wife from here or from the West?
From West, my wife from West.
You all are feeling at home in Enugu? Thank you very much. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Much, brother, that sent that out there. It's a little, but it's also big to continue to educate both who are Yorubas, who have never really been anywhere, and those who are Igbos too, who have never been outside Igbo land. So we continue to let them know that when they begin to play those tribal cards, those ethnic cards, they are not doing them because of you. They wanted to keep spreading that, hating on yourselves. And at the end of the day, everybody actually loses. Because when you can't, when you are at each other's jugular, right? So the criminals are united, all right? So they know you will never have a chance to challenge them. So we need to continue to kind of share, contents like that, where you ask people, how do you feel? Do people even know that there are thousands, hundreds of thousands of Yorubas who are currently living their lives in eastern part of Nigeria? Then they would develop another reason. They must respect us. We know who are those behind there who are pushing you through all of that. But I have a kind of a saying, right? With time, a lot of you, you will swallow your tongues when bigotry will become something that's not something of pride anyway, but it will be something that will be a lonely road for some of you. But for the criminals, the politicians who are milking it, Igbo versus Yoruba, Hausa versus Yoruba, this versus that, and all that, right? You can continue to milk it. But with kind of information like this, we hope a lot of you will begin to see beyond all of the divisive rhetorics that a lot of you have swallowed. You're waiting for the time you're going to unleash them. Clips like that to kind of enlighten you and enlighten those of you who have never really been outside the border of your region. And to the rest of you who have been everywhere, and you are still pretty much like so bigoted with what these politicians are spewing out or making you spew around, well, we may not be able to help you per se. But posterity will be kind to us and say, we kind of played our parts. So I am going to, I was going to take calls, but I'm thinking, should I not? But I'm like, let's take calls, okay? So to everyone who is a part of this broadcast tonight, if this is your first time, thank you. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel, okay? And help us grow that too, right? And if you're watching me on Facebook, okay, good enough. Like I said before, Facebook won't let you see my clip. It's only probably like 1% or 2% of you that are currently seeing the notification to join me. So go to my YouTube, join that. There are many other things there that are currently in the off thing, right? So I'm going to take a quick break. Now, when I get back, I will take calls. The number is on your screen. Use it. It is WhatsApp and direct calls too. I'll be back in a minute. Thank you. And yeah, I sort of left a part out, which is probably nothing that much. Okay. So now people are beginning to say, what's going to happen if they actually officially increase your petroleum pump price? What are you going to do? NSC will give warning strike. A lot of you will react like for 2-3 days. And then everybody will move on. But somebody said, no. People are not going to move on like that. I was like, Baba, we have seen it. Do you think they don't know how they kind of, sorry, I just missed, sorry if you are the one who was calling in there that I kind of ignored. Sorry about that. So you can possibly put it back up, okay? So like, what are you going to do? They know. They will just roll it out like, it's a rumor. Oh, it's a rumor. Oh, is it true? They don't bond them well. No, it's not true. Oh, it is. Then they will just give it like extra few weeks and then bang. By then they would have mobilized all of the propaganda machine, everybody to begin to bamboozle you, begin to ask you dumb and stupid questions. They will have no clearer answers to your questions. You just have to go out there and find out what effect their decision is going to have on you. Here you get now. So some people said that people are just going to ramble for a minute and then they're just going to probably just move on. I was like, are you sure? Because it depends on, it's actually, well, I wouldn't say. But for me, like somebody said that let them try it. We dare them. I was like, if you don't, you better don't dare them. Because some people don't believe that a lot of you could still be very quiet for 7 months when nothing concrete has been put forward for the removal of their subsidy and all that. Yeah. Anyway, guys, I'm going to I've been trying to walk that line, but for some reason, right, it seems I'm having problem with it. So when calls gets through, all right, it automatically kind of get cut off. I don't know why. And if you have been trying to get in and is kind of busy or engaged, I wouldn't know why still. Okay. So I thought we could take calls. Maybe we should take it some other time. Okay. Right. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to call it a night and just have it at the back of your mind that I will make it up to us. This is not going to work. Okay. So thank you. And yeah, don't leave without at least, liking if you haven't already. So yeah, if you just join us as well, you can possibly watch this from the start. But listen, you need to forward probably the first 5 minutes of it. If you are the type who don't like, the long music and the wait, okay? I will see you some other time. Good night from here.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Ayébi #1. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Ayébi #1. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú. Mayegun dayari Ayébi #1. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Mayegun dayari Ayébi #1. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun dayari Ayébi #1. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun dayari Ayébi #1. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun dayari Ayébi #1. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun diary, Nayibi number one.
Mayegun diary politico.
Mayegun diary, Nayibi number one.
Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun.
Mayegun diary, Nayibi number one.
Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o.
Mayegun diary, Nayibi number one.
Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun diary, Nayibi number one.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o, Mayegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀, Mayegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkanṣá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Ha! Kì máa yí ṣeré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣeré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o, ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣà ìtú wọn síta.
Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Mayegun ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́run ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. Lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. Bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. Èèpo ọ̀bọ̀ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́, ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ fòyà. Àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o, ó kó ẹni tó bá dán wò á kàmù. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì o. ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.